In this video, I'm going to share 4 reasons why I invest in ETFs. Hi, everyone. Welcome back to the Greatness Everyday YouTube channel, where I make videos that challenge you to upgrade your mindset, upgrade your money, and more. So if you want to find out when those videos come out, please go down, hit the subscribe button, and tap the bell to be notified when they do. I'm really excited to talk about the reasons why I invest in ETFs, because investing is something that I've done for a long time now, and I've had a lot of success as well doing it. And the video I know that I'm going to create and share with you today is going to hopefully be able to do that exact same thing, really outline the reasons why I invest in ETFs as one of the different types of investments that I make, and then also hopefully share a few reasons why you should consider it, because it's really one of those things that, as you see the reasons why I invest in ETFs, I really think you're going to consider it a good investment for yourself, depending on what your goals are. So what we're going to do is jump into that right now. And I think the best way to start is to get into defining and just kind of covering all the basics here, what an ETF is, because it's one of those acronyms that people use in the finance world that a lot of people might not know. Everyday people, at least, might not know what it is. And an ETF stands for an exchange traded fund. So let's rewind for a second. If I want to make an investment, right, I'm going to go ahead and buy something that somebody else thinks or deems is valuable, and then I'm going to sell it for a profit. That's the whole goal of investing, to make money and sell something for a profit. And that could be an individual stock, like a company like Tesla or Apple. That could be cryptocurrency like Bitcoin, Ethereum, Dogecoin. That could be a house, real estate, or something else like physical gold, silver. There's many, many, many different types of investments out there. Some are good ones and some are bad ones, but those are like individual companies, individual products, individual services. And when it comes to an ETF, an exchange traded fund is really best represented or defined as like a basket containing multiple stocks. So the easiest way I'm going to illustrate it is you are able to go out and purchase an ETF. It's something you can actually buy on the stock market, something you can actually buy with your investment banking account, wherever you bank with. But what you can do is you can buy that stock. And by doing that, you're going to buy one share, let's say, and you're going to get access and exposure to many different companies and many different sectors. So one of the best ways to describe it is VOO is one of the most famous and most popular ETFs out there. It's a Vanguard S&P 500 index. You are able to get access and exposure to 500 of the biggest companies in the United States and the US stock market. So obviously the US stock market is the most powerful economy as you look kind of worldwide, and you're buying the 500 biggest companies in that market. So we're really hoping that obviously, as the economy is doing well in the US and kind of with their trading partners, we're hoping that the stock is going to go up. The value is going to go up over time, appreciate, and therefore you can sell that stock or that ETF at a profit, right? So you're getting exposure to companies like Tesla, companies like Apple, companies like Facebook, companies like Google, public companies that are in that kind of realm of the 500 biggest companies in the United States economy. So that's an obvious way to do it. And one of the things that I like about it is because an ETF is one of those things that it's really creating a portfolio for yourself without having to do all of that hard work and all of the managing that comes with that. Because if I wanted to go out and buy those 500 biggest companies, right, I could literally go buy individual shares of every single company. Let's say if I had that money, which would take a lot of money, and I could go buy those different 500 companies, and that would take an extreme amount of managing and paying attention to. But just by buying one simple ETF like VOO, which is its ticker symbol on the New York Stock Exchange, I believe, in the US economy, you are able to get exposure to those 500 companies. And as the price goes up, obviously the value of that ETF would go up. And as the price goes down, well, that's what would happen as well. But we don't want that to happen. And at least if it does, we're able to pick up more shares for a better value. So that's the basics of an ETF. And when it comes to the reasons why I buy ETFs, the first reason is it protects your money by diversification. And when it comes to investing, one of the most important things I've ever learned and heard from a mentor of mine who I've been able to read books, watch interviews from, listen to him speak would be Warren Buffett, right? One of the most famous investors that's out there. He's a legend when it comes to investing. And if you follow his story, you know a lot about him and the life he's lived and the success that he has had long term. But he basically says, rule number one when it comes to investing is to never lose money. And rule number two is to never forget rule number one, right? The whole point when it comes to investing is to have something that's valuable that someone else wants that you can sell to them for a profit, right? That is what we want to see happen. And when it comes to buying an ETF, unlike buying one in particular stock, if I was to buy one company's stock, well, that price could go up or down. Yes, we know that. But what happens with an ETF is, let's say the price of Apple. Let's use Apple as an example. I buy individual stock as Apple. The price goes up. Great. The price goes down. Well, that's not good. If I had all my money in that one stock, I'm going to lose all my money, or it's going to go down a lot as the price fluctuates, right? If it goes up, it goes up. If it goes down, it goes down. But when it comes to owning Apple in an ETF, there are 500 of the biggest companies in the US that is kind of bought and you're exposed to when you purchase that ETF. From there, if Apple's price goes down, well, there's 499 other companies that are holding the value of your money up. So even though Apple's price might go down, you might not see that happen and illustrated or shown in the price and value of the stocks that you hold, because those 400 other companies could go up. Right. So that's one of the reasons why I like it. Diversification in the amount of stocks, yes, but also diversification when it comes to the sectors and the different industries that you hold stocks in. So if I bought shares and put all my money just into Apple alone, well, it's very, very tech heavy and tech focused. Apple's a great company. I have owned Apple shares, Apple stock in the past. It's a company that if you're looking at owning, there are many, many good reasons to buy Apple stock, right? Apple's just the example we're talking about here. But when it comes to that, when you buy an ETF, you get tech companies, you get gas and oil and petroleum companies. You go ahead and you are able to get clothing companies. You're able to get so many different sectors. And more importantly, doesn't matter if I can name them right now or not, but what's happening there is you're getting exposure to those different sectors. So as one sector might be affected by something happening like a natural disaster, or maybe a pandemic or something that happens that comes out of the blue, right? There are other sectors that can hold your money up. I guess the best way to illustrate this would be if you look at what happened in 2020, really when it comes to that stuff, the cruise line. Cruises were affected greatly, and you've seen the cruise prices in the cruise line stock, travel stock in general, let's say, typically decrease a lot in value. So if you had all your money in that one sector, well, your portfolio is going to be down massively right now, depending on when you bought that stock. The second reason that I invest in ETFs is because when you actually look at the numbers historically, I would say the numbers are pretty solid returns. So if you look at something like a mutual fund, right? Mutual funds might give you like 5 to 8% every single year. I just got my pension information, which seems crazy to think about at the age of 30, but obviously that's important. I've been contributing to that for a while. And I was looking at the returns that have come from the pension and the money that I've invested with that. And it's about 4%. And I was kind of shocked because I'm used to investing in cryptocurrency, investing in individual stocks, and even looking at investing in ETFs. Well, the VOO stock or ETF I was talking about earlier, which is the Vanguard S&P 500 index, well, that has given an average return of 15.92% when you look at the last 10 years, or actually since inception. So it's about 11 years now, right? But that is one of those things that you're going ahead, buying and giving yourself exposure to those 500 biggest companies. And every year, the stocks that you own, the value you have invested in that ETF is increasing to almost 16%. right? And as you do that, and as that compounds year after year, well, the growth is tremendous there. If you look at what happens in a savings account, you're getting fractions of a percent, maybe a percent or two, depending on where you are banking with, right? But you're not getting a lot. If you're getting 16% while being protected with an ETF in multiple different ways, well, that's tremendous growth when it actually comes to it. The third reason I like it is because you can buy these in Canada in a TFSA account, which is a tax-free savings account. And in the States, for all the Americans watching this right now, you can buy them in a Roth IRA, which would be very similar to the tax-free savings account that we have here in Canada. And there are a lot of benefits to that because I can go ahead and I can take my money, I can use it responsibly and make these investments into ETFs where I've protected my money, where they've historically given me good returns. And with that, I can also get the gains and keep the gains. And that's really important when it comes to investing, because investments typically are taxed if you have growth on those investments. And that can be not fun as an investor because your portfolio is grown by this much, but you have to owe and pay back taxes. And that's the obviously right thing to do. I would never suggest you try to circumvent paying your taxes. That's a game that you do not want to play. And I'm never interested in going down that. You're never going to hear anything like that here on this channel. But when it comes to it, in a tax-free savings account, you get to keep all of the gains that you have. And there's regular contributions you can make every single year. But that is one of the best parts about buying ETFs in a tax-free savings account is you get to keep the gains that you see as a result. There's no extra tax that comes back at that as long as you make the regular contributions that you're able to. And the fourth reason I like to invest in ETFs is because they have very cheap fees. It's 0.03% every single year for VOO, which is the example ETF we're using here in this video. And that's really insane when you think about it. It is way lower than mutual funds, way lower than a lot of other actively managed funds that you're going to find out there as well. So again, we're investing our money safely by diversifying it. We're going ahead and having really good gains historically, and we can also keep those gains. And then on top of it, we're not losing anything, or we're losing very, very little, the smallest out there when it comes to the fees that we're going to see as a result of, and I use the word managing these ETFs, because that's a difference. Mutual funds a lot of the time are actively managed, but when it comes to ETFs, well, that portfolio is set. So there's a certain percentage of Apple stock. There's a certain percentage of Tesla stock. There's a certain percentage of the other stocks that you're going to see. And whatever ETF you buy that is already predetermined, it's set up. Every once in a while, it's changed, it's shifted. But what happens there is it's not managed every single day. And you don't have to therefore pay a fee for someone to manage that. So that's one of the other reasons why I like it. So I really do believe that ETFs are something that you might want to consider in your investment portfolio, or maybe you actually make it your entire investment portfolio. And there are a lot of people out there that do exactly that. If you want to see specifically the ETFs that I like and the favorite ETFs that I have and that I buy, please hit the thumbs up button and drop the comments down below. If this video helped you, I hope it did. I'm excited to see what you do with it. Remember, go down and click the subscribe button and tap the bell to be notified when new videos come out related to mindset, money, and more. Thanks for watching. Remember, choose greatness every day, and I'll see you next time.